Hey guys, it's Jason with Your Tech Explained, and today I've got the Samsung Note 8 from AT&T. This is Samsung's follow-up to the disaster that the Note 7 turned out to be last year. After exploding batteries forced a massive recall, Note fans have been eagerly awaiting a proper successor to the Note 5. Let's take a look and see if Samsung delivered. First up is the design. This is the same curved glass sandwiched between a metal frame design we've become accustomed to from Samsung the past couple of years. It's a beautiful design, and Samsung makes the Note series a little bit boxier by not curving the corners as much as the S8 models. Overall, the phone feels solid and premium, but remember, with glass on both sides, you're doubling your chance of scratches and cracking. Plus, it's a fingerprint magnet, so a case wouldn't hurt. When it comes to displays, you can't do any better than Samsung, and the Note 8 is the best of the best, with a 6.3-inch Super AMOLED Quad HD display, offering you deep blacks, rich, vibrant colors, and a very bright screen. Simply put, you just can't expect better than this screen. Whether it's for watching videos or playing games, it all looks better on the Note 8. The back of the phone is a curved piece of glass and feels great in the hand. And this year, Samsung has finally jumped on the dual-camera bandwagon. Unfortunately, they still haven't figured out the proper placement for the fingerprint scanner. This awkward placement requires you to shuffle the phone down to reach over and find it, trying to miss smudging up the camera lenses in the process. When you have to provide a warning about cleaning the camera lens in the camera app, Samsung, that means there's a problem with the placement of the fingerprint scanner. No excuses, just fix it. And put it further down where everybody else does. If you're having trouble reaching the fingerprint scanner, you can try the Face Unlock or Iris Scanner instead. I prefer the Iris Scanner, and it works really fast, unlocking the phone almost as soon as you see the lock screen. Sometimes you have to move it around, but for the most part, it's almost instant. The speaker sounds fine, but honestly, you can't expect much from one bottom-firing speaker, especially when it's so easy to cover up with your hand while gaming or watching videos. When listening with headphones, you'll be happy to know there are no need for dongles here. Thankfully, the Note 8 still has a headphone jack. If you'd rather use Bluetooth audio, the Note 8 includes Bluetooth 5, with many improvements, although the only one you can enjoy for now is pairing two audio devices simultaneously, until Bluetooth 5 headphones are released. If you're wanting to expand your storage options, no worries, because the Nano SIM tray also holds a microSD card up to 256 GB. Plus, let's not forget it's IP68 water and dust proof, able to withstand up to 30 minutes submerged in 1.5 meters of water. The S Pen is probably one of the biggest reasons people opt to get the Note series, and of course it's back with its addictive clicky top, great features, and some new tricks. One of these new features is Live Message, which surprisingly was more fun than I expected. Live Message allows you to write or draw a message on a blank background or a photo and share out the animated GIF. Besides that, all the old favorites are still there, like Screen Write and Screen Off memos. Samsung software has never been known as lean, fast, or all that attractive. The Note 8 doesn't change that trend. But the upside of being bloated is that it comes jam-packed with features. Some that most users don't care about, and others that are quite useful. Samsung Pay is one of those features that is very useful. By using magnetic secure transmission and NFC, you are able to have the best of both worlds and pay at more locations than any other mobile payment system. Bixby, on the other hand, is one of those not so useful. It's actually not that terrible, but Bixby just doesn't do as much as Google Assistant, which already comes built into Android phones. They both do very similar actions, but Bixby doesn't seem to understand me as well as Assistant, and doesn't control near as many smart home devices. In the end, I just don't see a reason to use Bixby over Assistant. I have to give a shout out to app pairing from the Edge panel though. I usually disable the Edge panel on Samsung devices. This one feature made me want to leave it on. It's so convenient to open up two apps you normally use together with a quick shortcut. I'd love to see this feature find its way onto stock Android or more Android devices period. Samsung Skin has always added a bit of lag to Android. Some versions are worse than others, and fortunately, the Note 8 is better than others. Even with the Snapdragon 835 and 6GB of RAM, there is still too many processes running though, and for that reason, it's not going to feel as fast and snappy as some other phones that are closer to stock Android. Overall, it's not going to be lightning fast, but it loads apps fast, plays games fine, and is faster than my S8 Plus, so most users aren't going to have any complaints. Samsung has finally jumped into the ring of dual cameras with the Note 8, including a zoom lens and a wider lens much like the iPhones. Both cameras include optical image stabilization, with the wider camera offering an f1.7 aperture and the zoom lens offering a slower f2.4 aperture. When used separately, I never found much of a reason to use the zoom lens over just walking closer. The quality of the zoom lens also appeared to be a little lacking when compared to the main lens, especially in low light, where that f2.4 aperture isn't doing it any favors by making images more noisy. However, the secondary zoom lens allows you to take live focus photos, which is Samsung's version of portrait mode from the iPhone. Live focus uses the zoom lens primarily and gives you controls to adjust the amount of blur before taking the photo. Afterwards, the photo produced looks much like a photo taken from a DSLR with a blurred out background. It also takes a secondary photo with a wider lens if you prefer that, and you can even adjust the amount of blurring after the photo has been taken. For the most part, I was impressed with live focus photos. They aren't perfect, but they've gotten much closer than some other dual camera systems I've used on Android. Both cameras do a really good job on this phone, offering good dynamic range, sharp photos, but with better low-light performance on the wider camera lens. No matter what, the Note 8 is one of the best cameras you can get on Android, and live focus is really fun to play with. As for all your selfie needs, the Note 8 has an 8-megapixel front shooter with an f1.7 aperture, autofocus, and of course, tons of stickers. Now stickers aren't really my thing, but if you're into them, then you're going to have plenty to play with. Battery life on the Note 8 is good, giving me around 4.5 hours screen on time or more, despite having a smaller battery than the similarly sized S8 Plus. Granted, I did use it on the full HD setting, which both of these phones come with turned on by default. If you want to crank it all the way up to Quad HD, then you're probably going to be hurting by the end of the day. The smaller battery was a bit of a disappointment, but hey, the S Pen has to go somewhere, and no one wants a repeat of the exploding Note 7 from last year. Just remember, you still have quick charging and wireless fast charging to keep you topped up during the day. There is no doubt the Note series always features the highest end specs you can expect from a phone. You also cannot overlook it's one of the highest priced phones you can buy, coming in at just under $1,000. Those of you looking for a worthy successor to the Note 5 can rejoice because the Note 8 delivers everything you could expect or want from a Note phone, except for a slightly larger battery. Those of you on the fence have to ask yourself, is the extra camera and S Pen really worth a couple hundred extra bucks, or can you get by with something a little cheaper? Thanks for watching guys, hit the thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more.